Samsung, the discipline of burning what isn't good enough. Cold open. In 1995, Samsung gathered thousands of employees in a factory yard. Then they burned $50 million worth of phones. Not because they failed. Because they were almost good enough. Most companies die chasing growth. Samsung nearly died chasing quality. This is not a story about innovation. It is a story about discipline. Fragment I, the store that sold dried fish. Samsung did not begin in technology. In 1938, Lee Byung-chul founded Samsung as a small trading company in Korea. It exported dried fish, vegetables, and noodles. Nothing glamorous. No vision about semiconductors. No dream about smartphones. Just trade. But Lee had one instinct that would define Samsung for decades. He moved before others understood why. Fragment II, position before power. After the Korean War, South Korea was devastated. But Lee did not build slowly. He diversified into sugar, textiles, insurance, retail. Not because he loved industry. Because he understood one thing. In unstable environments, survival belongs to those who control multiple levers. Samsung became a chaebol. Not a company. But a system. By the 1980s, it had the structure. What it lacked was global respect. Fragment III, the humiliation. In the early 1990s, Samsung Electronics products were everywhere. But not admired. Good for the price. Never the best. In 1993, Lee Kuan-hee, the founder's son, visited Frankfurt. He reviewed product reports. Quality defects. Design flaws. Global embarrassment. He gathered executives and delivered what later became known as the Frankfurt Declaration. Change everything except your wife and children. It was not motivational. It was existential. Fragment IV, the fire. 2 years later, in 1995, a factory in Gumi discovered defects in mobile phones. Instead of quietly fixing them, Samsung did something irrational. They destroyed inventory. Tens of thousands of devices. Burned. In front of employees. It was theater. But it was also signal. Growth without pride is decay. From that moment, Samsung stopped trying to be cheaper. It started trying to be better. Fragment V, the bet on the invisible. While competitors chased consumer brands, Samsung quietly built semiconductor dominance. Memory chips. Displays. Manufacturing scale. By the 2000s, Samsung wasn't just selling phones. It was supplying components to competitors. Including Apple. The company learned a strategic paradox. You don't need to win every market. You need to own the infrastructure. Fragment VI, collapse that didn't happen. Most giants eventually rot from inside. Samsung nearly did. Corruption scandals. Presidential pardons. Imprisonment of executives, including Lee Jae-yong. Leadership instability. Public distrust. Yet the structure held. Because the company was no longer built around charisma. It was built around systems. Fragment VII, the present reality. As of the mid-2020s, Samsung remains one of the world's largest semiconductor manufacturers. It leads in memory chips. It competes fiercely in advanced logic fabrication. It continues investing heavily in AI hardware and next-generation chip manufacturing in the United States and South Korea. In smartphones, it dominates Android globally. In foldables, it took a risk when the category was uncertain. Not all bets worked perfectly. But the discipline remains. Relentless iteration. Manufacturing control. Vertical integration. Fragment 8, The Uncomfortable Truth. Here is the paradox. Samsung did not win because it was visionary. It won because it was ruthless with itself. Most companies try to protect reputation. Samsung publicly destroyed imperfection. Most founders cling to control. Samsung institutionalized power. Most leaders chase applause. Samsung chased durability. Closing. There is a difference between ambition and endurance. Ambition wants to be admired. Endurance wants to survive. Samsung began as a trader of dried fish. It became a technological infrastructure because it understood something uncomfortable. If you are not willing to burn what is almost good enough, the market will burn it for you. This was not a story about innovation. It was a story about discipline. And discipline is quieter. But it lasts longer.